take my eyes off you. We both know what we came here for.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Maya, and I'm here doing a video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and show your girls some love. So today's story time is gonna be she picked a man over our friendship. We're gonna name this girl Jenna because obviously we're not gonna be saying her real name. Make sure y'all enjoy this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna be doing my makeup for y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So this girl, she was a new student and whatnot, and I didn't really have friends for her because I'm not gonna lie, I was shy in school. But for some reason, Jenna looked like she didn't really know like what she was doing, like when she first got there, because obviously she was new. So I talked to her because I'm like, okay, let me try to help her with the work that we was doing or whatever, because the teacher basically was like, this is Jenna, she's the new student, guys, be nice to her. And I was like, okay, maybe I should talk to her because she looked like so shy. And I was like, okay, let me try to make her feel welcome, you know, trying to be nice. So she was like hi to me because I was like hi to her. And then I was like, did you find your classes okay? And stuff like that. And I was like, let me see your schedule. And she showed me her schedule. And come to find out, y'all, we had the same class. I'm like, okay. So we had the same class. Yeah, we end up having the same lunch too. So I'm like, okay, period. So I'm like, okay, maybe we could be cool, like cordial, because obviously like I didn't know like we was gonna end up being friends. But I'm like, okay, maybe we could be cordial because I'm not so quick to like make people my friends. But we end up being friends because like we end up having the same class. So it's like we see each other all the time. So I was like, okay, bet. So we end up talking and we're making each other laugh or whatever. And I'm like, okay, bet, like, period. So she ended up asking me what's my name, and I'm like, Maya, because like that's what people call me in school. And she was like, okay, I'm Jenna and stuff like that. And she was like, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, okay, Instagram, okay, I guess we exchanging Instagrams. Okay, and I'm like, you gonna follow me? She was like, yeah, I'm gonna follow you. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow you back. So the day ended up going on, we basically did math that day. And I'm like, okay, I met a new friend, I guess. Like, and so we started texting on Instagram because she used to ask me like, oh, am I going to class or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to class. Like, yeah, I'm going to school. Like, hello. Because like we end up getting hella close. And I'm like, okay, like, period. So we end up getting really close. We start texting each other on Instagram. And then we went from Instagram to getting each other number. And then we used to see each other only in school at one point. And then we start seeing each other out of school. Like, because I'm like, okay, maybe like we can be friends outside of school too. Because like we already see each other in school. Like that's what basically like where we end up meeting. So we start like going out places, like going to the mall, going places like that and stuff like that, getting like really, really close to each other. And at this time, I was in a 8-year relationship and it was kind of toxic. But at this time, I was not really telling her about my relationship stuff, but she was telling me that she was talking to people, and I'm like, okay, bet. Like, so then I end up opening to her about like my 8-year relationship, and now we start to talk about boys with each other. So now I'm telling her that, oh, I'm in this 8-year relationship. Like, this guy is kind of abusive or whatever. She's like, girl, you need to leave. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But like, that's another story time for another day. But I'm basically opening up to her about that. She's like, you need to leave. And I'm like, oh, she kind of messy.
You messy and I'm a little messy too, but this ain't about me. This not about.
Because, like, why is she telling me to leave? I know y'all probably like, girl, what? But I'm like, girl, you don't think I know I need to leave? Like, but basically, we was basically living in my parents' house. So it's like, how can I leave if I'm in my parents' house with him? You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of hard for me to leave. But like I said, that's a story time for another day. So this girl and me is talking about guys and stuff. And she's like, oh, that she met this guy and like he seemed like he liked her and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like, girl, I am so happy for you. And guys, this is a guy that she ended up picking over me. So me and this girl end up being friends for 4 years before she ended up meeting. I said, girl, what the hell? I said 4 years. But I was basically trying to say like 4 years, like on my hand, but whatever. It don't matter. Anyways. So this girl ended up telling me about this guy, and I'm so happy for her, obviously, because I'm gonna be happy for my friend. Like, what? You got a good man? Like, what? Like, hello, I'm happy for you. Like, I'm not a jealous type of person. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to tell her like about my depression problems and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, that she doesn't see why I have depression problems and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's when our friendship low-key started going downhill, because I'm like, girl, you see, like, I'm trying to talk to you about my mental health, and like you basically saying that you don't see why I feel the way I feel. So I basically try to get her to understand why I feel the way I feel, or like why I feel upset, or why I be having like feeling sad moments. So not gonna lie, me and her low-key started having disagreements because about my mental health. And she used to be like, oh, she doesn't see why I'm upset. She doesn't see why this, that, and the third. And I'm basically trying to get her to understand why. And like, she used to basically make me feel like I'm crazy because I feel sad. So our friendship low-key started going downhill because I'm like, she got me feeling like I'm crazy because I have mental health issues. But obviously it doesn't come out of nowhere. Obviously something had to happen for me to feel the way I feel. But once again, that's a story time for another day. So then she ended up opening to me about her and her family issues. And the crazy part is that I'm listening to her family issues and I'm basically telling her like, everything is gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna be good. Like, I know right now, like, you have family issues, but like, it doesn't last long. Like, we're still young. One day you're gonna be happy. Like, one day you're gonna get your happy ending. Like,
Child. Anyway, so
because obviously I'm expecting my friend to lift me up, not bring me down and tell me that this, that, and the third about my mental health issues, when basically you already see like I'm not okay. So next thing you know, me and this girl end up having disagreements about my mental health. And I'm like, girl, you're not helping. Like, you're not helping at all. So I'm not gonna lie, I start getting a little distant with her because I'm like, dang, like, I can't even talk to you as my friend to like help me or like make me feel better. Like, you're just making me feel worse. So at this point, I'm like, what's the point of talking for real if you're gonna just make my mental health worse, when like, as my friend, you're supposed to make me feel better, not bring me down. So to this guy that she ended up meeting, she basically ended up telling me about him one day in the lunchroom. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm so happy for you. Like, girl, you got you a little yeah, okay, type shit. Like, so Next thing you know, she started seeing him more than me. And obviously at this time, I'm not thinking like, okay, she's gonna cut me off for him. I'm just thinking, okay, she wanna be under her guy. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not the type of friend where it's like, you gotta see me all the time and stuff like that. Like, if you wanna see your man, then go see your man. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're happy and you're that type of friend where you like, you want to be under your man 24/7, okay, do that. Because you best believe I'm gonna be doing that too. So when I see you, I see you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So sometimes I'll be texting her and she'd be like, oh, she don't want to be texting me because her man said that she shouldn't be texting me while she's with him. I'm like, we've been friends for 4 years. Like I told y'all, I'm like, girl, we've been friends for 4 years. It's not like I'm a guy to like take you from him or whatever the case may be. But she obviously was blind from what he was saying. So she basically, anytime she was with him, she would stop talking to me. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to stop talking to me when you're with him, okay, I understand. Like, if you feel like you want to listen to what he say because you don't want him to feel however, then okay, whatever. So she starts seeing him more. So that means she's talking to me less, right? Okay. So at this time, I'm not really thinking like, okay, she's going to stop talking to me for a guy, because literally we always would tell each other, we would never cut each other off for a guy, because that's never my mindset. I promise you. Like, anytime I'm talking to somebody, I would never think, okay, let me put this guy with my friend. So, not gonna lie, we start talking to each other about each other's sex life. And I'm not gonna get into what she's talking about that. But let's just say she was hypnotized.
How would she say that? Like,
okay. So I'm like, okay. So she basically would be texting him on Instagram or whatever. And like, she'd be talking to him every day, all day. And like, she started talking to me like every blue moon. So at this time, we both end up graduating, and we literally told each other before we graduated that we would still be talking to each other after graduation. We would still be friends. We would still have this bond because we've been friends for a while now. So we basically started to grow together, if that makes sense, because when me and this girl started to be cool, we basically did 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th together. So we met in 9th grade. And then we basically been friends since the 9th grade. So I'm like, okay. So we even used to skip class together and stuff like that. And y'all, I ended up getting in trouble because me and this girl skipped class, and I was on the bus and she was a car rider. And like, I ended up missing the bus because we was skipping. And like, I didn't get on the bus in time. So my ass is walking. Y'all, I'm seeing dogs and shit. And I'm getting scared. And I'm like, ever since I seen a dog, but I told her myself. I literally called my mom and I was like, I skipped school and I'm walking. I told my mom that straight up because I'm thinking like, okay, let me just get in trouble, because I'd rather get in trouble than get bit by a dog. Okay, I ended up snitching on myself, and I basically told her what happened. And that's when I knew, like, is this my friend for real? Because she did not even care that I said that I got in trouble. So I'm like, okay. So that was the first red flag, because she not even caring that I just told her that I got in trouble for my parents, because I'm skipping with you because you asking me to skip with you, and I'm basically getting in trouble because you asking me to skip with you. And it's not even that I was trying to fit in or whatever the case. It's just that she asked me because she was like, oh, she didn't want to go to class today. And I'm like, okay, we can skip. Because literally before that, I was going to class, whatever. Like, I was being a good student. But like, when I met her, we low-key started being bad as fuck together. So she didn't care that I got in trouble. And my mom was like, oh, that if I don't get on this bus, then that's basically gonna be my ass. Like, if I skip again, that's gonna be on me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna skip no more. You best believe when I got home and I got that ass whooping, you best believe, like, I was not skipping no more after that. Because my dad and my mom, like, I got an ass whooping from both of them. So you best believe that next time she asked me to skip, you best believe I was going to class. I was like, oh no, yeah, we're not doing that. So she low-key started to get mad at me because I told her, like, I can't skip no more. So she basically got mad at me. She was like, why? And she used to ask me, even though I literally told her, like, I cannot skip no more, because if I skip again, my parents gonna, like, beat on my ass even worse. And, like, she used to be mad at me for that. So she low-key started to get distant with me, and she started to, like, be more into this guy in a relationship. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should be distant with her, because clearly this guy has her feeling like, you know, like, away, and like he doesn't really want her talking to her friends for whatever reason when we're literally girls. I do not know. But so I'm like, okay, whatever. So me, her, and her guy end up meeting at the library because of whatever reason. He did not want her going to the library to meet me or whatever. So basically he wanted to come to the library. And I'm like, okay, like, he can come. But, because, like, I'm just thinking, like, okay, I just want to see my friend. So, like, if you want to come, then okay, cool, whatever. Because at this time, I was like, oh, my God, like, I'm missing my friend. Like, we didn't see each other in a while. Like, I want to see my friend. So, I end up seeing her or whatever. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, I miss you so much. Like, we haven't seen each other in a long time. Like, I really miss you and stuff like that. And her guy's being hella distant. Like, why did you want to come if you was going to be hella distant? I do not know. And I'm not saying, like, oh, he needs to be, like, hella friendly or whatever. I'm saying, like, you could at least speak or, like, be, like, hi or something. Like, you don't have to be, like, all in our conversation and whatever the case may be. So, he's being hella distant. And, like, I'm basically telling her, like, oh, I'm finna walk home. And let me explain why I say I'm finna walk home. Because where the library was really, really close to my house. Like, I literally live, like, down the street and around the corner from the library. So I'm like, I'm telling her I'm finna walk home. And she's like, why you finna walk home for? And I'm like, oh, because I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Because her guy has me feeling uncomfortable. Because it's basically like he wanted to watch her. When it's like, I'm literally a girl. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do? I don't know. But basically, I'm like, okay, I'm finna go home. And she's like, okay, you can go home. So you best believe when she said, okay, I can go home, green light, okay, let's go. Like, I walked out the library and I went home. Because I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, So I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. Me and her ended up getting into a disagreement. Because she was like, oh, she don't like the fact that I went home because her boyfriend's gonna think, like, something weird. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't care. Like, that's your guy at the end of the day. I don't care how your guy look at me. Because clearly he's already starting to think, like, if you be around friends, you can't control yourself. And she literally told me that. She was like, oh, he talking about some, oh, every time I see you, I can't control myself. And I'm like, what? Like, are you a child? Like, and I used to tell her, like, oh, don't let this guy, like, make you not talk to your friends. Don't do that. Like, don't make this guy make you not talk to your friends. Don't make this guy make you not want to be around anymore. Like, and that's literally what ended up happening. Like, he literally ended up making her stop seeing me and stop texting me. And I'm like, oh, like, okay. So it went to a point where this girl literally started to not text me at all. And literally anytime she would text me is when they got into a disagreement. Because literally when they got into a disagreement, that's when she was free to text, because he wasn't talking to her. So me and this girl end up texting here and there. I end up blocking her from my number. And I started texting her on text now. because she was like, oh, that he doesn't want her texting me and all sort of stuff. And I'm like, I didn't do anything to this guy. Like, I didn't do anything to this guy. Literally, when we used to see each other, all we used to do is go out to eat and talk, catch up on life, catch up on like how the relationship is, how my 8-year relationship was. And she used to talk to me about how her relationship was. And I'm like, okay, not gonna lie, she used to tell me some controlling things that he would do. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if you want to stay in that, then that's your business. Because obviously, I'm not going to tell my friend, like, okay, what to do or what not to do. And y'all going to be like, oh, you was not a good friend. But it's like, I'm in an 8-year relationship too. And clearly, I can't even leave. So if I can't even leave my situation, why would I tell you to leave yours if you're not ready to leave? Because clearly, I'm stuck in my situation. So it's not like, well, I couldn't tell her to leave her situation when I didn't even know how to leave mine. You know what I'm saying? Because like basically I will be giving advice to her when I ain't even giving advice to myself. Hold up. This is the only time I be quiet. It's when I'm doing my lip combo. Okay, so like I couldn't tell her to leave because it's like I was basically giving her advice that was not advice that I could even give myself. Like, I didn't even love myself at that time. I didn't even love myself at that time to be giving out advice to somebody else. So I was like, okay, but he never was abusive to her or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, that's a good thing, you know, because that's what I was dealing with. Like, I was dealing with abuse at that time, and I was dealing with a lot of trauma stuff at that time. And not gonna lie, I was feeling like I ain't even like had the energy to be giving advice to somebody that wasn't even listening. Because literally, she would come to me. She would literally come to me about how I need to like give her advice as me being her friend. And I will give her advice telling her like, look, I'm dealing with something too, but like, I know that I shouldn't be in this situation. So I'm detaching myself from this person. And I was telling her like, I feel like you should detach yourself from this person too if you feel like he's not a good person. And she'd be like, okay, yeah, like, you so right, you so right. And look, she would post him on Instagram. Oh, I love my baby. I love my baby so much. Like, I care about my baby so much. This, that, and the third. And she would be texting me on some, I want to leave this guy. I want to leave him so bad. Like, I want to leave him so bad. And she'll be on Instagram. My for lifer, my lover boy, my this. And I'm like, girl, don't tell me shit else. Don't tell me shit else, okay? I'm dealing with somebody that's beating on my ass. I don't got no reason to be sitting here worried about your problems, and I'm trying to be a good friend to you. Like, I'm trying to be genuine to you, and you over here basically taking my advice for granted when, as you can see, I'm already drained as fuck because I'm already dealing with bullshit myself, and me trying to be a good friend. I'm trying to be there for you while I'm getting my ass beat on. So at this point, we stopped talking for real because I'm like, I can't even be there for you because you don't want to take my advice, and I already got enough on my plate. So the 8-year guy ended up leaving, and that's when my healing journey started. I started to love myself. I started to care about myself, And I told myself I would never put myself through no shit like that ever again. But obviously, I did not see the red flags when everything was happening. But we're going to get there another day. But yeah, so this girl and me end up having a hella bad disagreement. I'm talking hella bad. Like, she was basically talking about some, oh, I'm jealous of her relationship. Jealous? You think I want a guy that will isolate me from my friends? Jealous? No. So basically, she was saying that I was jealous because I was telling her to remove herself out of the situation. When it's like, basically, when she was mad at him, she'll basically like the advice that I was giving her, telling her, leave. But when that was good, oh, she hated my guts when I would tell her, oh yeah, you need to leave. Clearly something is wrong. You need to go. And I'm speaking to her about to leave because I didn't want her to deal with what I was dealing with. Like, I didn't want her to be dealing with a guy that's controlling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm basically telling her from the heart because, as you can see, I'm in a situation. It's basically what I was trying to get her to understand. I'm basically telling you, I'm not saying he gonna hit on her, but I'm telling her, like, I know how it feels when a guy is trying to control what you do and stuff like that. And I'm basically telling her, like, it's not a good feeling. Like, so to, like, help my friend out, I was just feeling like, okay, let me tell her what I go through, and maybe it's similar, low-key, besides the beating stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me tell my friend, like, she should leave because clearly he don't want you around your friends, stuff like that. Like, I'm telling her all this stuff, and she's like, okay, yeah, you're right. So at this point, I'm like, okay, she's not gonna listen to me. Clearly, she only care about this guy way more than me. So clearly, we gonna just stop talking. We gonna go our own ways because I'm like, she's literally starting to pick him over me. Like, she stopped talking to me. She stopped seeing me. And we used to have, like, get-togethers. Like, sometimes I would have a get-together and she would come over. And sometimes she would have get-togethers and I would come over. But it's like, we wasn't even doing that no more. Like, we stopped seeing each other altogether. We stopped having McDonald's get together. Like, we used to go to McDonald's and we would both sit down at McDonald's and just catch up. We stopped doing that. We used to go to Starbucks. We used to go to Target, Walmart, wherever we needed to go. Like, we was doing that together. Like, we was hella locked in before this guy came. And it's like, whatever he did to her, man, she said, I pick him. So I'm like, okay, well, you pick him and I pick my piece. How about that? So me and her ended up stopped talking altogether because she basically stopped talking to me. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope she's happy. I hope she's good because I would never wish bad on her. So I'm like, I hope she's okay. I hope she's happy. Like, she was a good person, but clearly she picked her guy over me. I hope he's gonna love her correctly. Like, I'm just wishing good stuff on her because I would not wish bad on her regardless if she picked him over me because she stopped talking to me for him. So that's the story, guys, of her picking her guy over me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and show your girls some love.